Ah, no bueno.
No bueno.
No
bueno. Oh, here we go.
Is it in poor taste if I watch the live stream as we're live streaming?
That's not poor taste at all.
Well, because we live in the day and age where everybody's noses are in their phone.
Everybody's nose is up my butt.
Up my butt. People's noses are.
Can I actually play the songs through your phone to the mic? You think that would work?
That might sound really crappy.
Yeah.
Do you not have a dry USB auxiliary cable?
I have an aux cable.
I'll send you the phone, man. We just gotta make sure we don't touch it because it's on Dropbox, and for some reason, if you touch it, it like turns off. And then we'll be like, "Hey guys, you're gonna listen from the beginning again."
I'm gonna have to.
Really should have planned better.
Yeah, we are so. Did you fill out your program log? No. Then do it.
I didn't. I'm sorry. Oh wait. Is this the aux? Yeah, this is the aux. Hold on. Sir, can I see your phone, sir? My phone keeps sliding down. There we go. Oh, there we go.
So I gotta get my phone to just connect to this thing. Forget it.
You have an aux input?
Yeah.
There's an aux fader.
Do you have some questions prepped up for this, or what? We're just free riffing.
I have questions, but
Some Joe
usually I
Rogan
just
type shit.
just improv easily.
Improv.
I just improv everything.
The next Joe Rogan, Davey Squires.
What's your guys' favorite gas station?
So
Another little corporate shithole.
It better be Sheets.
do we want to start with cards, or? Yeah, I mean, I guess we could start with cards.
Start with cards, may as well.
Yeah, just hit play, then press it down so that we don't.
Should we open up with a song?
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
Maybe. I want to see if it works first, though.
Can we hear it in here and shit?
Maybe if it's nah. Is it not?
Make sure the volume's up. Is aux cable plugged in?
Should be.
In an ideal world.
Oh, that's just going to that. This is going to this computer. And what goes into here?
Of course, there's no one on here right now.
I don't know why there's an aux fader. I don't know, man. Wait. Is there anything on the back of here that looks like an aux input?
Let's just unplug everything.
Everything needs to be unplugged.
And then we'll magically just stream.
Headphones.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I just test it through the mic and see if it's...
Yeah, we could try it that way. It's not gonna sound the best.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come out very good quality.
Wait. Can you, Johnny, can you log into your phone?
I just want to try and connect to this internet because it's kind of making me butthurt because I don't have any data.
Okay.
Connected but no
I'm not answering phone calls. I don't answer phone calls.
And we'll just start with bombs first and not try and dick with the internet.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
For some reason I can't. It's louder when you actually put it on a table.
Oh, really? Yeah, it sounds. Doesn't sound that bad.
Sounds okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start here. Yeah. And you drummed on this one, Richard?
All of them.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, so just a little bit of what we got in studio today. And that's over to you, John.
It's like a perfect fade out when you hand the phone.
when you put it away from the mic, it's the perfect fade out. Well, hello guys, thank you for listening and watching on the Facebook stream. You're listening to the Squires Show on Black Squirrel Radio, blacksquirrelradio.com, and the TuneIn app. Do you guys know anybody that has the TuneIn app, by the way? I don't know.
I'm old.
I've never heard of it.
I don't know.
Nope.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. You can also watch the stream on facebook.com/Davey Squires. It's my that's my personal Facebook. But I haven't gotten any creepers yet, so
I'll creep for you.
I just
Give it some time.
But I'm here with the Have-Nots, a punky rock
Alternative rock, pop, punk. I guess. Who knows, man?
And that was a little bit of their song. What was that called? Bombs?
In an attempt to drop a bomb.
Okay.
It's just too many words for me to remember. I just know
we should have
bombs.
never done that.
You guys got that like long title name, like mid-2000s alternative pop.
That's my fault.
Well,
When it comes down to it. Like, what's a good song name? Any word that's in the song is not a good song name.
yeah.
Let's,
But yet, one of my favorite songs from us, the whole outro is just the name of the song.
Yeah.
oh yeah, DTMP.
Yeah. But I'm here with the Have-Nots.
Yo.
Very, 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 very deep name there. Where'd that name come from, guys? Who?
Where did it come? I think we brainstormed it together.
Yeah, it was like a group effort.
Yeah, it was a group effort.
I know our drummer at the time, we're all kind of struggling with life, being in our early, mid, and late 20s, you know, paying bills, all that stuff. So we have not.
Yeah, we have not.
You guys have not.
Basically, it's what it comes down to. We were trying to figure out band names and decent group names and whatnot. We came up with a few things, but really at the end of the day, the Have-Nots, when it got brought up as an option, that was just the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was the most self-explanatory for us as a group and for, I don't know, the goals we're trying to achieve and things we're trying to do and whatnot. So
Yeah, it kind of has that punky flavor to it, like.
yeah, it does a little bit.
Sound.
Outcasts.
Was that the first name you guys came up with, or?
We brainstormed quite a bit. I mean, that was the first one we came public with.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go and try and find the creators of Parks and Rec and try and see if I could buy Teddy Bear Suicide.
Oh, oh my god.
Yeah, that was just the one that stuck. We brainstormed on it for a while and we just ended up picking it. We had a drummer before our last drummer,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of unofficially called ourselves Step Down Sideways at that point in time. Though we hadn't played any shows or done anything, we just put together a couple cover songs.
Yeah.
We were just jamming. We had like one or two semi-original kind of songs going on.
Mm-hmm.
Which ended up getting completely lost in the mix somewhere along the line.
I still remember the one main riff of the one song.
But that was about too. We wrote a bunch of lyrics for it too. We never ended up using it.
That's the best sound ever.
I'm sorry.
And before I go on here, if you guys have any questions for the have-nots in the comments on the stream here, go ahead and let them go. Just ask away.
Let them rip.
But before you guys state your names and what you do for the band here.
My name's John. I play bass.
My name's Richard. I play guitar. I sing. Write lyrics. On this album that we have coming up, I'm the one on drums and lead guitars as well.
I guess I'm the recording and mixing engineer as
yeah,
well.
John is the recording and mixing engineer as well.
Yeah, Richard was telling me that you plug in all this stuff.
Plug and play.
Yeah. Get everything plugged.
Get everything plugged.
Yeah, I don't know. We've it's been a weird road, generally. I'm Richard, that's John, and we already went over that. We, been at this for 2 years now?
Well, you and me been playing for about 2-3 years.
It's been about 3 years, actually.
Yeah,
we
for you and
started,
me.
the winter of 2015, or then maybe early January of 2016.
Yeah, and then Step Down Sideways happened in June of 16.
Yeah, that was in the summer of 16.
And then about the fall, I want to say the fall of 16 is when our more recent drummer came in and we became the Have-Nots.
Yeah, it was about fall of 2016 that happened. Austin came in and joined us at that point. John went to some, I don't know what, anti-flag show.
No, I'm not a big anti-flag. We do. We're like political pop punk, but I'm not into like anti-flag that much. I went to a real Big Fish show, and then our drummer Austin at the time went to the anti-flag. It's like, oh, we went to school together for a little bit. Do you want to play drums for us?
Oh.
Yo, Adam.
So how long have you guys known each other? Like you two?
3-4 years.
No, not even 4. We met. I transferred to Kent Stark the fall semester of 2015, which is where I met John. John was in the audio recording program there.
Ooh-wee, so am I!
And we started kicking it not too long after that. Started jamming together whatnot. Decided to start a group.
It is Richard Ewing.
Yeah, it is. Hi, Adam. I know Adam from high school.
Ooh.
He's a baller guitarist, too. Like that Khaki King style of I don't know, like a almost drumming on acoustic while playing. I don't know what you actually call it.
I thought you were gonna say BB King.
BB King? I know of BB King.
Great blues jazz musician.
Yeah. What was? Yeah. So you guys met at.
Right. Yeah. We met
Stark?
We met at school at Kent Stark. We started hanging out. I wasn't sure if I wanted to be in another project at the time. I knew I did, but it was just one of those things. I know I'm all over the place. I've got peripheral vision going on behind me.
You're on edge.
But no, we started.
What was that show with Carson Daly on MTV?
TRL.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I feel like now without New York
without,
City in my background.
All the people in the background, like, just shoving their signs up against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make signs and shove it at them?
We should. I need to do that. We need a piece of paper to do that.
Need something.
I'll just get naked and I'll be the poster.
And go up against
That's assault, sir.
That's a pepper.
Learn from the mistakes of today's politicians.
So you guys are pop punk. What are your influences in that genre that you tend to listen to? And
we each have slightly different influences. We have some that line up somewhere along the line. For me, a really big influence coming up was bands like Blink-182, Sum 41, Relient K, 4 Year Strong, Bayside groups like that.
I was more into like The Used. I liked Rise Against for more of like a political pop punky kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have more interest in ska music as well.
Okay.
So bands like Streetlight Manifesto, Real Big Fish, Mighty Boss Tones, Goldfinger I really like. But I also like more, people call them post-hardcore, more emo, so bands like From First to Last, where we'll meet up and be like, yeah, they were...
Yeah, it kind of meets in the middle of both.
But actually, a lot of my bass playing actually comes from stuff like Goldfinger. I've been learning a lot of Michael Jackson lately, because those are just some awesome bass lines.
You've got some Used influence too in your bass playing.
Yeah, Jeff Howard's a great bass player.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's just been you two playing in the band lately, or?
Yeah, ever since Austin left
on
John's birthday.
You want to tell that story on air?
Yeah, so I just got off work, and I got a new bass. I was pretty stoked. Austin's like, hey man, I'm going to come over. I was like, okay, sweet. You know, we were going to try and start getting back to recording the record. He comes over, and I immediately show him, like, dude, check out the new bass. It's going to be on our record, all our new shows. Super excited. He's like, yeah, man, I'm not going to be in the band anymore. I quit, pretty much, which is unfortunate.
You dropped the bomb.
He dropped the bomb.
He dropped the bomb.
I mean, we had this show with Mushroom Head in April. We were talking about this before we got on the podcast. He had broken his hand a few months before that and kind of stopped playing. And then we tried to get him trained up for this Mushroom Head show. And we went on stage and he just dropped the ball. You know? I mean, I don't even really like saying it like that because it kind of makes it seem like, oh, that guy's the reason that... but no, I mean...
You guys are still doing stuff, so it's...
Yeah.
I mean, I've dropped the ball many times at shows, and
we all drop the ball.
I'll admit it.
I drop the ball every day of my life.
I drop the ball.
Right.
I'm dropping the ball right now.
It's just something that happens, dude. You know, it's whatever.
I have a full-time job. I think I dropped the ball when it comes to music career.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have. But, I mean, anyway around it, we had this show, and after that show, his performance was just so subpar that John and I got together afterward, and we're like, yo, we have to have a talk with this dude. We need to figure something out and see what's happening, because it didn't seem like he was really into it, or he was really working toward anything at all for the group, and I actually remember pretty specifically how it happened. I asked John to handle it, because John... had more of a way with him. Austin always kind of thought I was a prick.
I have a motherly... I have a motherly
It's whatever,
instinct.
valid concern.
Hey,
whatever.
Hey, it's...
But, so I had John talk to him, and John had it handled, and Austin was like, yo, I'm going to try to work on this, or at least that's what he was saying at the time. And then before talking to John, I hit up Austin and was like, yo, dude, sorry we've been talking about getting rid of you and stuff, but you haven't been inspiring much confidence. And it was right after that he quit. So,
hey, why get fired when you could quit?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up quitting instead of getting fired, which is whatever, and he saw it coming, and his heart wasn't in it. He didn't care about it. And, I mean, in and of itself, he wasted enough of our time as it was.
That being said, I'm still really good friends with Austin. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to hang out too much because he's still in school, and I graduated. I'm working a full-time job now. But, you know, I have no bad blood towards anything.
I wouldn't have minded still being friends with him, but he went around me when he quit. He made it a point to leave me out of the transaction altogether.
Huh.
He didn't talk to me at all. He wouldn't talk to me in any way about it. He went to John, and...
Well, I think I dropped the ball on that because I can't remember because it was back in May when he quit. I don't know if he said he was going to call you, and I think I just, you know, subconsciously was a little upset about the whole scenario happening on my birthday.
Yeah, that's kind of, something like that to happen.
Yeah. So I kind of reached out. So I may have been the cause of that fallout a little bit with that.
I'm willing to split it 50-50. And either way. Anyway, around it, Austin parted ways with us. He still owes John money. It doesn't get talked about very much. For those drum heads that we replaced that he broke.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of change there.
Well, I'm glad he brought that up, because I kind of forgot about that.
John wouldn't have brought it up. John just would have let it go.
John's a good fellow.
Like 3 days ago,
Your
John's
words,
like,
not
I'm
mine.
probably not going to see that today.
So you guys had a drummer before him, though? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, Chris.
Is he good? Is he a good boy?
I mean, he's a decent dude. As far as a drummer go, you know, he definitely had the potential to be a very, very good drummer. And
I think at the end of the day, we took like the back seat with him, because he also had other interests like dirt bike riding, four-wheeling.
Oh yeah, when you have
And I think like this was just another thing to put on his repertoire of, you know, I'm in a band, I ride dirt bikes, I do this. So I feel like we just took
I
the
do
back
this
seat.
and that.
yeah, we took a back seat to his other. It was like we were his extracurricular activity, and it just came to a point where we needed someone who was a little bit more serious about it. And we got Austin. We thought we had done okay with Austin, and then it turned out that we had Chris again with Austin. But
yeah, well, you know, it stuff happens, and
it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out.
yeah,
You know.
I mean, yeah, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Do.
So I mean, Austin quit.
Here we are on the radio.
Yeah,
Here we are.
And yet here we are. Austin quit in May on John's birthday. It was less than a week after that we were like, dude, screw him. Like let's just do it by ourselves. We've been waiting on Austin to start tracking this album, and he actually already had a couple of takes done where he had tried to lay down some drums for the album, which is something else we should have brought today too. Except that would have
The
been
album?
a dig.
No, that's
what?
going above, because we still have some of the recordings of
Hidden playing.
Of Austin
Oh.
trying to track the album, like
And
when
then-
we were trying to get it started.
You know, okay,
and
all
we
right.
have them
This all-
sitting side by side to
this
the
all-
stuff we've done.
This all makes sense now because Jake Jaworski had a project in AR last year that he said he was gonna have you guys do, but then he said, oh, the drummer is bad at
Knew it. Knew it.
he said the drummer is bad at playing to a click.
Yeah.
I straight lied to your face on that one.
Okay.
I knew it.
Okay.
I knew that was the reason we didn't get that.
That's why it was.
Well, also something like we recorded at Lava Room this time last year.
Oh my God, Lava Room was a
It
disaster.
It was unfortunate, because this is how Jake knew about the click issue, is because it took an entire Saturday for him to record one song.
5 hours we waited on
Wow.
Austin to track one drum track. And what came down to it in the end was that he didn't even track the drums the way that they were supposed to be.
It was.
Yeah, he changed the whole thing. Yeah, maybe don't do that.
very simple.
He changed the whole thing to a stomp hit because he wasn't even playing to a click. He started out trying to play to a click, and he just flat out couldn't do it.
I mean, it's tricky. It's hard to play to a click.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
difficult.
Especially when you don't
Yeah.
practice like that. It's very
Oh
difficult.
yeah, you gotta be trained. I feel like classically in a sense where you know tempos.
Well, that's just in your individual practice time. You should always have at least a metronome for at least 10, 20 minutes of your practice session to see if, my eighth notes need to get some work done.
Especially being a drummer too. It's like that you're the ship that carries the rest of, that carries the song and the music forward.
For me personally, people tend to rush during 16th note patterns.
Yeah.
Or,
I have issues with 16ths.
Yeah.
We all have issues with everything. That's the thing about music is that it's a skill you work on. It's not something that you don't get to the top and stay there. You know what I mean?
We dropped the ball.
Yeah.
So I hear you guys have an album coming out.
Yes.
Yes, we do. A full-length album, 12 tracks.
Well, 11 and a hidden bonus for you.
Yeah, 11 and a hidden bonus.
A hidden bonus.
Yep, a hidden bonus track.
What?
It's just me screaming.
It's a hidden track of just John
Just
screaming.
John yelling all day, every day.
Yelling at children specifically to get off my lawn.
So it's just a normal Saturday morning for you.
Saturday, Sunday,
typical,
Monday,
yeah.
Tuesday.
A whole week.
A month.
But you guys are coming out with a full length album. Did you guys have you guys had an EP before that, right?
No.
No, we didn't. We tracked 2 songs before that. One original, one cover. The Bad Romance cover, the Lady Gaga cover, was one of the ones that we tracked. We actually also have a music video for that. If you go to youtube.com/thehavenotsrock. you'll find that.
Or you could just type in the search bar like a normal person.
No, don't do that because no.
Well, no. You got to type in the have-nots bad romance.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the only way I can find it. Because I tried to do the have-nots bad.
I just go straight to the browser bar, youtube.com/thehavenotsrock.
Yeah, but normal people just go to youtube.com.
What if I just type in the have-nots? Oh, Oprah.com.
Yeah.
We Oprah now.
There's a bunch of stuff because there's a
Oprah
show
comes
called
out.
The Haves and the Have-Nots, and there's some ska band that has a small following that has our same name.
Well, me being a ska
It's
fan,
actually-
I actually kind of like them.
It's a TV series, actually, by Oprah.
Yeah, there's a TV series called The Haves and the Have-Nots.
Hey, Oprah, we're called the Have-Nots. You should have us on your show.
Have-nots. Have-nots.com.
No, we don't have a
Yeah, we don't have an
website.
official website yet.
YouTube.com.
If you go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter.
You guys have a Bandcamp, right?
Yeah, we have a Bandcamp too.
Is there anything on there anymore?
Yeah, just the Bad Romance cover.
Oh my gosh, this is too much work. I don't think the audio will come out of that computer anyway.
That's a whole thing.
Fuck it.
I'll get it up and running for you. Or actually, we'll have.
Let's put another song on.
Yeah, let's put one of those. Anyways, we have a full length album coming out, right? 12 tracks. The album is called Untitled Forever. It's named after the title track of the CD.
Which I don't think we should play on the radio.
No, we're not going to play right here.
We got little kids watching.
We need a radio edit.
We have little kids watching.
My audience
have
is
two
mostly
people
8-year-olds.
watching.
Don't smoke.
My listeners are all 8-year-olds.
Alright, let's see if I can get this here.
Put it on. What's this one called?
Card?
This is called The Cards That Get Played.
Oh, I messed up.
Yep, stop it.
Uh-oh. Wait, what? Oh, okay. You're definitely getting a Sum 41 feel.
That's interesting. We've gotten a couple different responses on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's off the new album?
Yeah. Yep, it's on the album too. Pretty much everything you're
Fade out.
here today is on the album.
Yeah, you can fade it out.
Oh, okay.
What?
Put a little fade out.
Wow, that is a good fade out.
That's a quality fade out.
Hey guys, do you want to know how to get some Black Squirrel Radio merchandise?
There's nothing I've ever wanted to know about more.
Do I have to flash my pectoral area?
Bum.
I'll flash my bum all you want.
Well, I'll tell you anyway.
How do we find that?
Okay, let me ad-lib here. Well, you go on to blacksquirrelradio.com. The tab on the top left of the website has a shop button where you can buy and own your very own BSR merchandise. We have t-shirts, stickers, and homemade record bowls. So keep listening and go buy some merchandise.
So it's like record bowls? Is it like a piece of vinyl that they like melted to be like a bowl?
I really don't know. I thought you guys knew about that.
About record bowls?
Yeah, I thought you guys were in the record bowl business.
Ball has been dropped again.
I am a hermit. I do not leave the house other than work.
You're a hermit crab?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I work in advertisements in the show.
Just gotta kind of sneak them in there.
Yeah, you just gotta let them in there. So do you guys play any other instruments but your like primary instruments?
I play cello, and I also play guitar as well.
Cello?
Cello, you got a bass.
Good one.
I had to. School of Rock.
Yeah.
Jack Black?
I play a few different instruments. On this album, specifically, you'll hear me on the drums, the rhythm guitars, the lead guitars, and the vocals. Mostly out of necessity.
Yeah.
More than anything else, because Austin quit. We needed a drummer to track the drum parts. So I was like, I've been a drummer since I was a teenager, so I just decided to take it myself. Instead of trying to find a new drummer before we did the album, which we would still be searching for a drummer at this point if we'd waited. I just decided to take him down myself. So I've been a drummer since I was about 15. I started guitar a couple years after that.
Okay.
Vocals a couple years after that, and I picked up piano in 2014 or so, and started studying at Kent Stark. So yeah.
So back to your songs. Are you guys playing that like album out to your shows, like the newer songs?
Not right now. We're at this weird spot in terms of the band where we don't have all the members we need. We decided just to track the album and find our members later.
Yeah.
And just get that done. So we've got about 4 songs left to finish up for tracking.
4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5 that we have to do lead guitars for and final vocals for.
Yeah.
And then we'll start editing and whatnot. We played a couple acoustic shows here and there, but really when it comes down to it, without the rest of the members we need right now, our strength lies in the fact that John is an audio engineer and has a really nice home studio setup.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that most bands don't have access to.
Yeah, that's you're not paying out the money and doing.
Oh, it's a
stuff.
huge.
I wish.
Huge.
I wish.
John's paying out for it, I guess.
John. How much have you paid for that equipment, if I may ask, like around?
Well, I've been doing this since probably 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7, almost 8 years of working, doing this stuff. I probably accumulated anywhere from like 10 to 20, maybe 30,000.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of equipment.
And that doesn't include education, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what he paid for that. But so that's,
you have a lot to say on that.
oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to keep myself from hitting off the rails.
No.
So go ahead.
But like, what? I know you guys are very political. How did you guys? I'm Richard. I know you're very political. John, are you as? Would you say you're as political as?
I just play bass.
Richard?
I like some of the songs. I guess the most political song, because it's in the title. I came up with that name. We'll play it a little bit later, and we'll tell you the reason why we named it. But
Yeah.
I'm not a very political person, to be honest.
I honestly really wasn't either until a couple years ago. I started watching TYT, The Young Turks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think right before that, I had accidentally come across a video of Tomi Lahren doing her weird thing when she was on Final Thoughts or whatever that was called.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, I remember listening to what she was saying and being like, "What is this chick talking about?" And then I started watching TYT shortly after that, and I mean, I've always sort of viewed politics as a shit show, I guess. It's really, when it comes down to it, it's we have the Democrats and the Republicans fighting for power amongst each other.
Yeah, it's a very...
to keep getting bribed by corporations so they can write legislation for those corporations to do whatever they want. We've got people like us who are all stuck in between, paying out the... whatever.
We're paying
We're paying a lot of money to go to school, to get an education, to drive our cars. When was the last time you went to the doctor? I literally will not go. I'm pretty sure I broke my big toe like 4 nights ago while I was up in the middle of the night. I will not go see the doctor for it.
I hope it's not infected, young man.
I hope not either. But I can't afford it.
Yeah.
No one can. No one has any money for health care. Everyone's screwed anywhere they go. You have to work 2 or 3 jobs at minimum wage just to survive, and even then, you're not really getting by.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the reason I started to care about politics is because I started to see the ways in which it directly affects us.
Yeah.
It used to be a thing where I'd look at it and I'd be like, all right, we got all these douchebags fighting for power, and that's their whole thing, and they're going to do whatever they do. And then at a certain point, I started to realize that the $1 trillion tax cuts that the Bush administration pushed through for corporations directly affected our lives over these last decade.
Yeah, and now it's affecting us.
And now Trump just passed another one. Trillions of dollars in tax cuts for corporations. The average tax cut corporation was $61,000 with this last tax cut they got. And then we have people who work at Walmart who are like, I saw an extra $10 a week in my paycheck, or an extra $50 a month in my paycheck. And it's like, whatever, that's all well and good. And you can appreciate those quote unquote scraps if you want to. But when it comes down to it, it's not proportionate to what the wealthiest people in the nation are getting. What
I'm really angry about, the thing I'm most angry about is the wealth gap in this country.
Yeah.
Especially, it's just, when I see those charts, that's like there's 10 people in this country that make up 50 or 60% of the wealth. It's very, it's just like, oh, right, and you see it go up and it doesn't even, and then I don't know, it was about a year ago. It was a video of what it's supposed to be like, how the wealth is supposed to be dispersed, and then what it is like, and then what it's like to be sustainable. Like, this isn't sustainable at all.
It's not sustainable in any way.
It's the wealthy people, they'll find that out soon enough. I feel like it'll come over them at some point. It'll come back.
That's the thing about it too. For me is there's got to be an end game. Right. So I mean, like, for right now, their end game is profit. They're making money off of everyone. They make people like us pay 46% of the nation's taxes, while wealthy corporations like, I don't know, any wealthy corporation. What did the effective corporate tax rate go down to? 21%. Anyone feel free to fact check me on that of the one person that's watching.
He's basically asking you to Google it for him.
But the corporate tax rate went so low. It was already low in the first place, and a lot of people's arguments is, well, the corporations make more money than you. Should they have to pay out so much more than you? And the answer is yes.
So I gotta give you $1 million when I only make $16,000 a year.
Right.
Yeah.
I make less than $10,000 a year myself. I mean, that's working full time at minimum wage as much as I can, which I don't work all the way through the year most of the time because I know that. I mean, I've seen people who work somewhere for 25, 30 years coming right up 6 months to retirement, you know what I mean, and they're laid off. Their pension's gone.
Yeah.
This company's supposed to be holding your pension money for you. This is money you've been giving them out of your paycheck to hold on for when you retire, as far as I understand it. And then they let you go 6 months before you're able to retire, and they say, well, you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
You're screwed. Sorry, get out of here, because we need this money. When in reality, they just got a giant tax cut. They saved $61,000 that year that goes to the top of the company. And then they're laying off people who make next to nothing, who are actually paying the nation's taxes.
Well, the workers are the people getting, the bad.
We're all getting shafted.
Yeah, and it'll come back because there's so few wealthy, like, to that point, wealthy people that it's like they need those workers to.
They need us.
They need
us.
I mean, what, millions and millions and millions of people? That's called an economy.
Compared to the privilege.
Like, you give us money and we'll put it back into the economy, because what else are we going to do?
And that's what we hear a lot of the politicians, and even some of the people that the politicians have duped, complain about. I mean, everyone's whining about minimum wage right now, in terms of not wanting it to go up to $15 an hour, at least a sect of people are. And I mean, the thing about that is that they act like it would hurt businesses to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour, but really it's not going to hurt them that much, because the majority of corporations already privatize their gains and they socialize their losses.
They're making all this money anyway. These big
they make a ton of money, at our expense, and then they collect it all, and then anytime they take a loss, they put it on us.
Yeah,
they want to save some money, and cut some corners somewhere, so they give you 36 hours instead of 40 and deny you health insurance.
Yeah.
Which is really just the option for you to buy into some health insurance. So it's not like you're getting anything for working that 40 hours a week. They're just saying, if you work the 40 hours a week, sure, you can buy this expensive health insurance from us.
Yeah.
the health insurance industry. It's a whole other thing.
We got Richard talking now.
Yeah.
But
probably not a good thing.
So you would be the lyricist?
Yeah, me.
Okay.
From what I help with like writing lyrics and when I'm in the process and whatnot.
John helps with everything. He's been right beside me throughout the whole tracking process. If I write something,
you guys are like a dynamic duo in that, you know.
Yeah, I mean we both work on melodies together. Mm-hmm. You know, when he's doing like a line and like I hear it in the context of the entire mix, kind of being a little bit more subjective because I'm not playing at that moment in time. Yeah. I'd be like, hey, instead of going do do do, go do do do.
Yeah.
Like just little things there that I help kind of, I guess you would call it producing in the aspect.
It's really teamwork.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not a one-man show.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not in any way. John's been with me on every step of this. Like I've been the one on most of the actual musical tracks so far. Like John is on the bass of the album. The rest of it is me, I guess, in terms of the actual instruments themselves. But John's been with me literally every single step from the very first. I think Donald Trump Has a Micro Penis was the first drum track we laid down.
Okay.
Which is one of the songs we'll play here a little bit later.
Yeah. So you guys are mixing and mastering it at John's studio, or?
I'm not a mastering engineer, and to say that I can master is an insult to any real mastering engineer out there, to be honest. You know, I'll record, I'll mix, I'll edit, and I'm okay with doing stuff like that. But it requires very special software, much more education that I just don't have the desire to get right now.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, and then I need to get, like, new equipment for that, you know. It's a different end of that sword.
Hey, what's up, Davis?
Yo.
In the chat.
Yeah, mastering is just a whole different ball game. I mean, we're gonna do as much of it in house as we can. Yeah, is the plan.
Hey, you save money that way.
Yeah, we save a ton of money, and a lot of bands.
Rich saves a ton of money.
Yeah, John is the one spending the.
But hopefully, you know, after this is done, you know, we'll get some recognition for the hard work we've done. You know, and you could hit me up on Killer Street Recordings or
look John up.
You know, I'm always.
He'll mix all your stuff.
Yeah, if you want.
He'll mix it. He'll track it out. And he'll do a freaking baller job with it too.
And I'll only charge you an arm and a leg.
Not both legs or both arms.
I understand people are hurting for cash. I just want to help you get your music out.
Yeah.
A lot of bands can't even, and that's what we're playing. We're playing to our strengths at this right now. You know, we've got the studio at our full disposal. So we haven't really been playing many shows. We've just been kind of keeping our heads down and working on the album. Honestly, we really haven't even told anybody about it. We've not made any official statements on social media.
Well,
now we have.
Yeah.
We played like 2 or 3 acoustic shows where we told drunk people, that we were tracking this album and ready to release it.
I was most likely one of them.
Yeah. So, this is kind of where we're dropping dime. We have the full-length album coming out. There's a handful of people that know about it. But doing the whole thing in-house as much as we can. We're going to try to get through as much of the mixing on our own as we can, too. We're going to do all the editing ourselves for sure. And then we're going to mix as much as I think we're planning on maybe looking at sending about half of it out to other people for mixing.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Just to have a little extra dynamics in the record instead of it's just, you know, one consistent sound. You know, it'll be different engineers collaborating.
Yeah.
In a way.
A little bit of variation. And then we'll send it out for mastering to a technician.
So when you get after that point, are you guys going to have a release show?
We actually are thinking more about finding representation, I think, instead of releasing on our own. We still haven't entirely decided on that yet.
I mean, if we'll do a show, but we really just need to get a drummer.
We need to find a couple members.
It's like, because for us just to release this product that we've been working on for 7 months-ish, you know, we don't want to just do an acoustic show. We want to play the record start to finish.
Yeah.
Have like a nice ordeal, kind of have like a big party kind of event. And without a drummer, it's
tough, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same.
Without a lead guitarist too, or even a rhythm guitarist, because we decided we needed a lead guitarist the whole time, and then it came to a point when we were tracking the album that we got the rhythm guitars and the scratch vocals done for everything, and I was sitting thinking about it, and I was like, dude, if we have to go find a drummer after this is done anyways, why not just write leads and track them in and then find a lead player later too. which we're pretty happy we did overall, because it puts that extra dynamic, that extra level of whatever into the songs, having those lead guitars there. But it's just a thing where it'd be nice to have the band actually have our lineup back together before we actually released. And then there's the whole question of, I mean, if we release on our own, how many people are we going to hit, opposed to if we put together a press kit and find an agent somewhere and have him put it in front of people for us if we release, or her.
It's that promotion.
Yeah.
Someone who has the connections with, you know, hey, you're going to have a show in New York City this day, get there by this time, and you have a show, you know, that put us in front of, like, different crowds, get us to travel, see the country, you know.
I'm just concerned if we drop it on our own, that we're not going to...
It's just going to stay right there. It's going to be that one show, and it's not going to go anywhere. When a lot of the message is there's a lot of inequality in our country, and, you know, a lot of us turn to music. And
it's something that needs to be heard by a lot of people.
It does. Yeah, you're right. It needs to be addressed. John made a very good point on the way up here, too. What was it? Creedence Clearwater?
CCR, yeah.
So CCR was a pretty big... had some pretty decent political messages back in the day about the Vietnam War and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what he said.
I mean, that whole era was just, you know, peace and love, and there's a lot of inequality when it came to...
Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and they're another big band from that era that was all about
and also back then, you know, there was a lot more, like, racial stuff going on, too, that they were just... trying to,
the racial
squash
are crazy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Not that it's any less polarized today.
Yeah, unfortunately, with our media, you know, just showing the worst in people, that you don't see any good in any, you know, ethnic group.
What I think is, it's the same issues, just coming from a different medium. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. A lot of people are just like, oh, no, that's done with. No, it's not. It's a different thing now. It's morphed into a different thing that a lot of people just shove under the rug, and they can't see, because it's not the same thing that it was in the 1800s or in the 1960s. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same problem.
What, like 2 years ago, or right when Trump got in office, Nazis came forward and were like, hey, we're still here.
Yeah, they've always been there.
It's like...
They were in the closet while Obama was in office.
Yeah.
They put their Nazi flags away.
Now we have a president who, you know, they can get behind because he says these things.
Just find people on both sides.
What was it?
On both sides.
The campaign trail, punch him in the face. I'll pay your legal... Like, really?
Right. You know, he was just on television the other day, too. Trump was openly admitting to lying on the campaign trail. Just being like, that's what I had to do to win. I did what I had to do to win. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's a thing where, you know, Obama wore a tan suit. Not that I supported Obama. Corporate shill. Total corporate shill. 100%. He advocated for change. He got in office. He didn't do shit. But, and then we get Trump in, and all of a sudden, you know, like, sure, Obama used a lot of drone strikes. He killed a lot of innocent people. Trump kills more innocent people with drone strikes. He, you know, a part of the thing a lot of people were livid about during the Obama presidency, especially people in the right wing, like the majority of the conservative right wing. You remember that tan suit debacle? You guys are maybe too young. Obama wore a tan suit once when he spoke to the public. Everyone lost their fucking minds. They lost it. And Trump goes on TV a couple days ago, and he's like, yeah, I lied to all of you. I'm not a populist. I lied because I did what I had to do to win, and that's okay. You know what I mean? He has sex with Stormy Daniels right after Melania gave birth to their most recent child, and then paid her $130,000 through Michael Cohen to shove the whole thing under the rug.
Would you sleep with Donald Trump for $130,000?
Ooh.
It's really tempting.
I mean, I honestly probably would do it.
I make it 260, double it, and I'll give it a consider.
I live off like $10,000 a year. That's money for the rest of my life. $130,000.
Well, and then I'd just be like, just don't take any taxes out of it, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, leave the taxes out. But
he didn't show his taxes either. So.
No, he didn't. He's refusing to. Which actually, that has come out recently too. That Donald Trump was, his dad was Fred Trump's assisting hand in figuring out how to avoid paying taxes on a lot of his wealth.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing is just...
It's just one...
Yeah, that's it. It's a whole thing. I can't think of any other term for it other than shit show.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's just a whole terrible thing, and, evangelicals stand right beside him. Not all of them, to be fair. Because there are decent conservatives out there, too. There's...
We're just talking about a very extremist.
Yeah, like the 30% that Trump has. And then everyone, they hear you start talking about Trump, they go Trump derangement syndrome.
Speaking of Trump,
that's fine.
John, you can lay down that song.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Micro Penis Trump.
I think this one.
Take it about halfway through.
Yeah, we'll take it halfway through, and then.
It's not good for the kids.
Nothing that dude does is good. In the history of Donald Trump, nothing he's ever done has been good for children. Including splitting them away from their parents.
Oh my god.
Putting them in detention facilities.
He's getting all the issues.
Oh, dang it. Sorry.
Messed it up.
I hate Dropbox.
John's going to mess with that for a few moments. This is a little bit of Donald Trump doesn't like the penis.
Yeah.
That wasn't verified at the time that we wrote that. But
Wow.
Stormy Daniels has come out and said that he has a
Wow.
notoriously small
That was a
penis.
rumor. That was a rumor, though. Then
It was a rumor at the time when we wrote it. Yeah.
but then it
So,
was confirmed.
the thing is what we were working on the riffs and whatnot before, like during the campaign trail for the presidency.
Yeah, while he was campaigning.
And then,
yeah.
and then he finally won, and
Ah.
I was gonna be upset no matter who won.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Hillary was a...
yeah, she was just the other end of the double-edged sword. So I was just like, hey, dude, for shits and gigs, let's call this song "Donald Trump Has a Micro Penis," and we kind of rolled with it. And then we wrote that whole entire outro just to match the words of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hopes was I wanted to get a mean tweet from Trump.
Yeah.
I've tried.
That's funny.
Actually, I've been on Twitter, on the Have-Nots Twitter, and actually challenged him to a duel, a fist fight to the death. Shortly after he
you got any response from him?
No, absolutely not.
He's just
He would never look at it.
We're not
Yeah.
we're not
well,
we're
it's
not on
somebody else
his
running
radar.
Twitter, right?
What's that?
It's someone else running his.
I don't know if someone else
No.
runs his Twitter or not, because what we've also learned recently is that he's got like 2 or 3 phones right now, and the phone he prefers to use is his personal phone that he can store his contacts in. That's super hackable by everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He didn't want anybody to
no,
control his accounts.
he's been wanting to use his personal phone, which he gave Hillary a bunch of problems. And again, Hillary's terrible, but on principle, he gave her flack for the private email server And now he's in the White House using his stupid private iPhone that the Russians and the Chinese are hacking into and are able to figure out what he's doing.
He's probably texting him like, "What's up, guys?"
Very possible.
What'd you get find today?
Yeah.
Hey, China, can you send me some more products, please?
Oh my god.
That miracle hair grow that doesn't work.
Maybe you could slap some tariffs and make some money off of them.
His hair is not.
Idiot.
But
that's not how tariffs work.
Before we get out of here, I just want to ask a couple.
Is it that time already?
Couple more questions here. Almost 3:00.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here early. I got actually an audio recording project to work on. I'm the only host on the station that goes from Stark to here. I'm the only host that goes to.
Also, you gotta come back down to Stark after this.
Yeah, I gotta drive on the 76 and 77.
We're going home the same way we are.
Yeah. Well, on this week's poll, I was number 9 on the station. So.
Seriously?
Nice. Out of how many?
I think it's 56.
Nice.
So.
That's pretty sweet, dude.
Top 10, bro.
The Davey Squires Show. Mother effers.
Bada boom.
Check it out.
Before we get out of here, what venues do you guys usually play at?
Usually, there's not really a venue we usually play at.
What's the most fun one that you guys? What's the most memorable gig that you guys have played?
Is that you?
Oh, that is me. Sorry.
Honestly,
random numbers calling me.
I honestly think the most fun shows we have are the ones we throw at the studio at Killer Street Recordings.
The house shows.
That's probably my favorite venue
those house
because
shows.
it's a very personal setting.
With Jungle Juice.
Yeah, with the Jungle Juice and all that.
Jungle Juice ones.
Other than that, like an actual legitimate venue, I'd say my favorite's probably Empire in Akron.
Mm-hmm.
Empire in Akron's really nice. They have a super nice sound system. They're also one of the very few venues too that doesn't screw the bands.
If you sell tickets,
if you sell tickets, you keep that ticket money.
Yeah.
From Empire, which is not how it goes most places.
So I'm all in support of the Empire.
Yeah. Empire Concert Club in Akron's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as that goes, though, we haven't been able to hit too many venues pretty frequently. We've all been in school the entire time, and then with Austin quitting, we just decided to keep our heads down and focus on the album and play to our strengths.
Well, that's sometimes what you need, to take some time away from actually playing shows and work on the actual thing that you're going to be selling and.
Today's day and age, like people don't really go to like local shows like they would back.
Not really, no.
Yeah,
it's like, not the same as it used to be.
It's like you gotta think we're in the age of the digital.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's go to YouTube. And if you do go to a show, like even a major show, like if you look out into the crowd, everybody has their phones up, like, hey, let's take a video of this, not live the moment. Let's just more document it, which is cool. It's cool that we could do that.
There's been studies though done that you don't have as much as a good time per se as if you just don't use your phone. I mean, you could take pictures and videos. I totally, you go do that because it's good to spread local bands and stuff around. But
it's also live in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, and what bands should do, and we should start doing, honestly, is just set up a tripod, get a really nice, like, recording of, the show, and then just release an hour set, which a lot of bands have been doing lately.
Yeah.
Get off your phone, have fun, run around, get in a pit.
Go dance.
Find love, all that stuff, and we'll take care of the audio and the media portion for you.
Yeah.
People who make it these days are the ones that go viral. It seems like, and the people who know the right people.
Gangnam Style.
It's not like it used to be, and you get around and play enough shows. Word of mouth helps you out.
One final question here. You guys have any tips for any bands starting out, or any technology students? If you want to answer that, John, or
well, you start with tech.
It's hard. It really is. It's not an easy route to take. I remember when I first started, I was in an apprenticeship program, and when I got out, I still felt like I knew absolutely nothing. Don't be afraid to do free work. It sucks. I want money, to pay my bills, but, you got to get a repertoire together. Don't give up. Take any advice you can from any other engineer, Let's not don't try and reinvent the wheel. Learn what other people do, and then kind of put your own little flair on it. Seek as much knowledge as you can, honestly. You know, don't be afraid to spend a little bit of money to get good equipment. Too.
Oh yeah,
it goes a long way. It does go a long way.
If I had any tips, it would be don't trust booking companies.
Oh yeah.
They
Ponzi
tell you to sell
scheme.
tickets for shows, and then you show up and they take the majority of the money. They don't promote even a little bit. I can drop a couple names right now. GTS.
Gorilla.
Who we've worked with before, they got us a couple of pretty good gigs, like the Grog Shop and stuff like that.
They can get the gigs, but they
don't do anything.
I can get a show at Grog Shop. Like I can just go up there and ask them.
Just call them
To promote. Like
that's their whole thing.
Their job.
That's the whole thing.
And they literally just don't do it.
And also for bands, practice.
Yeah, practice.
Practice to a metronome.
Don't break your hand.
Don't break your hand. Don't put up with people who aren't in the music for the music. If you got one dude in the group who's
he puts you on the back seat, don't be afraid to kick him out and just keep working together, and don't be afraid to write. Don't let people tell you can't do it.
Don't let people tell you can't cover songs either. The majority of famous bands that got somewhere, a lot of them.
The Beatles. The Beatles.
Yeah. The Beatles used to cover a lot of the 50s and 40s stuff.
There's always
jazz musicians would cover blues songs, pop songs.
Jazz musicians have just fake books just made for covering and doing that. I mean, you gotta,
Yeah, the thing about covers is you gotta put your own spin on everything. You have to have your own edge. Don't take any people's shit.
Dude, look at Our Last Night. They're on YouTube.
Yeah, they do.
And if there's a new hit song, give it about 2 weeks, and Our Last Night is probably covering. Good for them. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Because you're gonna learn so much from listening to all sorts of music, different genres. Don't be afraid to have different tastes.
The last thing I'd probably add on to that is don't listen when people talk trash at you. I mean, there's constructive criticism and there's destructive criticism, and there will be a lot of people out there, especially if you're a young musician or even an old musician, just trying to do your thing, trying to break your way.
People are just jelly.
People they'll talk down to you just to try to see you abandon your goals, just to make them feel good. Just to make themselves feel better.
Yeah.
15, 16 years I've been doing this now, and everywhere you go, there's always at least that one person who's like, you guys suck, and there's no reason for it.
There's always gonna be that.
Well, at least I went up on stage and I had at least 10 people say, you guys kicked ass.
Right.
So
keep pushing forward. Don't let anyone stop you. Vote on Tuesday. Tomorrow. Vote. Get out and vote. For the federal elections, the Electoral College is always going to screw you. But on state and local stuff, you guys have to get out. You guys have to get out and vote.
He said the truth.
It looks like the House might flip blue, but we cannot depend on that.
Vote or die.
Vote or die. Adapt or die.
Even though we're going to die no matter what. But...
and we're all going to die someday.
Adopt or die.
Yep.
Right. Die sooner than you're supposed to.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bandcamp, SoundCloud. Search The Have-Nots Rock.
They're everywhere.
You'll find us.
Their album's gonna be out
sometime soon, probably the next 3-4 months, hopefully. Stay tuned to our social media to get updates for that. We got a couple music videos coming out soon too. So.
Killer Street
Recordings on Facebook as well. You can find links on the Have-Nots stuff to get to Killer Street.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, yeah, thank you guys for coming in today. And
thanks, Davey, for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, bro. It's nice seeing you again.
No problem, guys. And, follow them on all the social media, The Have-Nots Rock.
All of the social media, The Have-Nots Rock.
All of the social media. And
all of the medias.
Coming up next, we're going to have a list of all the shows coming up this week. You guys still on break this week?
I graduated.
Yeah, I'm done. I ran out of funding.
You guys are right.
On break from shows or from school?
From shows.
Oh, from shows. What are you talking about, dude?
I thought school.
Yeah, we're still on a break from shows.
Oh, yeah.
Check our social media. We got all kinds of stuff. I'm putting up YouTube videos of cover songs, acoustic cover songs. We've got a little bit of content on our YouTube page. youtube.com/thehavenotsrock.
Once we release the record or getting close to it or whatever, we'll release some stuff for you guys.
We'll be dropping a couple songs here soon enough, so pay attention to our social media.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
And vote.
Yeah, please vote.
Yeah, vote. Tomorrow's the cutoff. Get out and vote. Seriously, this sucks. This is terrible.
Please vote.
The state of our nation is absolutely horrendous. And I can't take it anymore. I'm so mad at Lindsey Graham.
And with that, we'll be right back. Thank you guys, by the way, for coming in.
Thank you. Okay. Peace.
How do people like stream the show itself? Is it like a streaming website or?
Davey's on his live stream right now on his Facebook.
On my Facebook?
Yeah.
Well, no.